Before I start, I just want to say thank you all so much for watching this video. If you are already a subscriber, thank you so much for tuning in and listening to me ramble about movies. And if you are new, no matter how this video reach you, thank you for clicking and I hope you stay around for more. And with that being said, let's talk about Maxine. The film follows Maxine Minx finally gets her big break. However, a mysterious killer stalks the streets of Los Angeles. A trail of blood threatens to reveal her sinister past. The film is directed by Ty West and stars Mia Goth. I was super excited going into Maxine. It was my most anticipated film of the year and I was curious to see how Ty West is going to wrap this story up. But before I tell you how I felt, I do want to say that this is a part of a trilogy. The other two films were X and Pearl. Maxine serves as a direct sequel to X. You don't have to see Pearl before you see this, but it does help if you have seen X. Maxine referenced it a lot and certain events play a part in the story. You won't be completely lost if you don't see X, but once again, it does help. Now going in, even with all the excitement, I still want to go into Maxine with a leveled head. I didn't know what the story was going to do, and afterwards I was sadly disappointed because Maxine does not stick the landing. I was ready to praise this film for the rest of the year, but it couldn't hold itself together. But before I talk about my problems with it, I do want to talk about what worked for me. First off, Mia Goth is still fantastic in this role. She is the most consistent thing in this trilogy. Although she shines the most in Pearl, her performance in all three really does give this trilogy a boost. She even had the best performance in this film with not a lot of competition coming from the supporting cast. Out of all three films, Maxine leans the most on this time period. The other two films use this time period for its style too, but this film really does not want you to forget that it takes place in the 80s. You can see some of the dedication on screen with how they recreated some looks, locations, movie references, and even some events that took place of that decade. One thing I cannot take away from this film, and that's how beautiful it looks. This is some of the best lighting I've seen in the film this year so far. Where other films I had to strain my eyes to see what's going on, this film avoided that with having some of the best cinematography. Even the film's pacing is great, with the film flies by its runtime. It had the perfect length and any longer it probably would have dragged. My biggest flaw with this film is how it feels anticlimactic. That is the one word I can describe this movie as a whole. Even if it wasn't a part of a trilogy, it still wouldn't fix its problems. The story and characters just isn't as memorable as I thought the writing would make them. For a film that's a third entry of a trilogy, it has no payoff. Despite Mia Goth's acting, her character Maxine feels kind of shallow. We don't learn anything that we don't already know about her. All she keeps reminding us is that she wants to be a star. For the first half, she was amazing, and she even had a great presence. She was even defending herself in tough situations. But the middle and last half, she really lost all that, and she's not given that much to do. She kind of just stands around and let people talk at her. The movie surrounds this whodunit story, and that I was pretty intrigued by, but as soon as it got to reveal, it was so underwhelming. I was kind of confused at the film if that was what it was building towards the whole time. Another thing done so poorly was the climax being so rushed. It felt like the movie wanted to hurry up and end. I didn't feel the film's confidence anymore. The entire last half just felt so underdeveloped and messy. There also surprisingly wasn't that many kills. There is one that involves a car that's pretty cool, but other than that, it was pretty tame in that department. I wasn't expecting no bloodbath, but I at least wanted something to stand out as I watched the story unfold. Like I mentioned earlier, outside of Mia Goth, none of the supporting cast did much. All the noticeable names was honestly just there. These are very skilled actors and they're not given nothing to do. I'm a fan of Kevin Bacon, but I'm not sure what he was doing in this role. Sometimes it felt like he was in a different movie. Despite me being disappointed with how it all played out, I am glad I got to see it. It's not often we get to see an original trilogy being done. This film didn't do much for me, but I'm sure you will find entertainment out of it. This is a slick 80s whodunit horror that goes for the style. And that'd be all for the review. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know in the comments if you've seen this film. And once again, thank you so much for watching this video, and I see you with the next one.